woke up with a newfound sense of strength and determination. We'd made it this far and wanted to challenge ourselves to see the hike through to the end.
Made it back to the junction between where we came from yesterday, Smedberg. We turned, went back up there towards Benson Lake, beautiful lake. And now we're heading right up this trail. This is the continuation of the PCT. And yeah, Wilmer Lake and all that is along our route. So really pretty place, I will say. We made it up from way down and around the corner. Made it up to the pass. And now we continue on forward and downward. And I think we're feeling pretty good. That was a good little pull up that hill though. Glad we can take a break from climbing for a little bit.
I want to keep recording.
Oh, good. Oh, wow. Look at that. We're at like a peak, or not a peak, but like a, you know, a pass, and there's a giant lake. That's awesome. Wow. What do you think, Alex?
We're doing it.
Incredible. We made it over through this big canyon over here. And now we're at another little narrow spot that leads us into a completely different drainage. And that's where we're going to spend most of our time tomorrow, I think. Either over here, or maybe we'll actually be in the next drainage over, because we do need to do another ascent by the end of the day. But these little lakes are awesome. Really enjoying the view from up here at this height. All right, so we've descended down to Rancheria Creek, and we're gonna follow this for a ways, kind of ups and downs, and then at some point we're gonna really descend down and kind of follow this basin. You can actually see down there some fish. I don't know how visible they'll be on the GoPro, but there's fishing up here. Here we see the wild Alex stalking his prey. He's attempting to capture this fine specimen. It's truly a beautiful natural occurrence. All right, well, after having a nice lunch, chatting with some thru-hikers, we've started to ascend our last ascent for the day. Maybe, depending on if we decide to move on to the next, depending on how we're feeling. But the smoke is rolling in from something, hopefully not nearby. Till then, we gotta climb up through this extremely dry, nice exposed, south-facing face. All right, so no photography tonight. We are in a bowl, kind of a valley that we're surrounded by trees. We're in a really low spot, so there's not a lot to see, especially when it comes to things like astro and sunset photography. So we're gonna bed down super early. It's like 8 o'clock right now. We're gonna wake up super early. We need to get over a hill that's very steep, but hopefully hitting it early in the morning will mean that it won't be too hot. And then I believe tomorrow is going to have some excellent opportunities if we can make it all the way to the lake that we're aiming for. I think that our astro and sunset photography could be stellar. So I'm really excited. Fingers crossed everything works out. Morning on day 5. Finally getting some color in the sky. Unfortunately, we can't really take advantage of it because we are down low in this canyon. But tomorrow night we should be in a really good spot. So I'm hoping to get some excellent lighting tomorrow. Beginning of day 5. We're killing it. We have to get up and over this first rise. We came up and out of, it's down in that canyon back there. And now we're climbing quite a bit, all the way up and over this. And then we'll drop down at about the same steepness to a canyon that we will then walk up for like 7 or 8 miles, just straight up the canyon. The light is just like kissing spots on the mountains, maybe spot some compositions, we'll see. Been here for so long that it's all worn off. Just made it through the pass. Now we continue over the hill and down to Wilma Lake or Wilmer Lake, whichever one it actually goes by. So onward and forward and downward. Well, we were coming down here to get a little bit of water, but this stuff is pretty nasty. Not exactly sure. Alex thinks it's like smoke runoff, like the powder that's kind of run down into this low spot. I'm not sure what I think it is, but I know I'm not drinking it. On to the next lake. Well, we've been walking down from that high point for a while, and we finally made it to Wilma or Wilmer Lake, depending on if you're looking at a map or the signs. So this is gonna be the low spot of the day, and then I think we're gonna go up that canyon back up in there and just follow that all the way to a place that's even higher than where we were way up there. So it's gonna be a bit of a slog today, but I think because it will be over such a big distance, it won't feel as bad to be going up that much elevation. The mosquitoes are getting worse. I will probably don a head net when we get down to the lake, and hopefully the meadow is not too bad, but we'll see. Walking past Wilma or Wilmer Lake, and we got Alex's ankle wrapped up. He kind of rolled it or something, so we wanted to make sure that it didn't get any worse. But now we climb up this canyon and follow this nice meadow for like 8 miles. So we're just gonna kind of truck our way up there. This is gonna be one of the last, if not the last, hard quote-unquote day, so we're gonna give it a go. Just heading up the canyon through the meadow. This is a really nice place. Very gradual uphill so far, with the occasional step up. But other than that, this is very doable. I think we can make some serious miles doing this.
I see. Now I see 4.
Taking a little break here by the Babbling Creek. And man, we needed a little bit of a stop. It's kind of like a little lunch, but man, it's a long pull, but we're getting close. Couldn't have asked for a better place though. This place is awesome. This little babbling brook. Ow. So they are biting flies. Well, that one's dead. Continuing up the canyon along this nice meadow. Very tranquil. This awesome meadow, and we have been going for a lot of miles at this point along this drainage, and now I believe our final destination is right up there, so we're gonna have to keep following it and then go up, and then it'll probably be hiding over near that red peak. But until then, we're enjoying this wide open view. This is really cool.
This trip has been really interesting. I've been learning a lot about kind of myself and thinking a bit about being part of a small part of a bigger thing, I guess. And I think it's been a good way for me to process what I'm doing and what's happening. One thing that I've noted that is kind of helping me, I guess, is seeing all of the tracks and paths and things on the PCT. You'll see spots where people kind of create desire trails that go around something that is unpleasant, whether it's a bunch of loose rocks or something like that. And it really kind of creates a sense of community, I guess, because everyone sort of implicitly has similar desires and goals. And so being on this and being part of that is very, I don't know, cool.
We finally made it to the lake. That last little bit was a bit steeper, I think, than either of us expected, and a little longer. But now we just need to find somewhere to set up camp, and then we can chill out and enjoy the lake. I am excited to be near the end of the day today. This was a long one.
I have noticed that, all of the time spent on this trip has definitely helped me fill the sort of void that I had with something else, which is to say, much more. I don't really have like a good word for it, but there's a lot of awe, there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but having this experience where you're just like immersed fully in this whole, week-long thing where every waking moment you're thinking about where the next turn is and you're looking at the maps and everything, it really kind of helps mask some of the other feelings, I suppose, or emptiness. All right, well, we made it to Dorothy Lake. It's probably one of the more impressive lakes from this whole trip. I think Benson might be the only one that could even rival it. But the one thing that this one has going for it that I don't think Benson did have is what you're seeing behind me. So there's some really cool kind of crags and mountains back behind me with some snow on them. And so I think as the sun goes down over in this area, they're going to cast nice like alpenglow on these really big tall mountains. And so I'm hoping that if I can position myself in the right place, which right now is right here, when the sun starts to go down, it'll get nice colors, maybe. We'll see. There's a little bit of wispy clouds, but I don't think there's going to be enough to do anything with the actual, like sunset colors, I guess. So we're just going to play it by ear, see what happens. I think what I'm going to do is walk along this shoreline a little bit and see if I can find some kind of foreground I could maybe use if I want to do a wide angle. And then as far as tomorrow morning goes, I think we're going to wake up early like we've been doing, but I'm hoping to be here when the sun actually comes up and starts cresting these hills here, and it may actually, hit this from a totally different angle and give a totally different look with the sunrise. So we shall see how it goes. There's supposed to be rain, a high chance of rain tomorrow, so we're gonna have to prepare for that and make sure that we're all like ready for that if it starts raining on us. But it's gonna be this is the first time that we've been on this trip where I feel like I can actually sit down and do methodical landscape photography. So let's see how it goes. And I suppose one other thing that I've been kind of thinking about that kind of ties back into the community thing is I really like the fact that I've passed a lot of people that are a bit older in age, and the fact that so many of the people that we've been passing are like old men gives me hope that this thing that I love doing is something that I can continue to do for so much of my life, and so that's really promising. And one other thing that also goes back to the community concept is that I really find that seeing all these people, and you stop and you talk to them briefly and you kind of get like a sense of why they're doing it and what their goals are and what their life stage is and everything like that, it really, I guess, creates almost like I guess Sonder would be the closest thing I could think of, where everyone kind of comes together and they're all part of the same community, but it takes a bunch of different people. Yeah, I've just been thinking. Alright, well today was a long one. We walked for, I think, if not the longest day out of all the days so far, it was almost tied if it wasn't the longest itself. But we made it, and we retreated to an amazing sunset. And so tomorrow is looking like it's going to be another long one, but it doesn't look extremely difficult. The very end, well, I guess it's actually not the very end. The middle part looks like it might be a little bit of a slog, but there's a lot of downhill, which, of course, isn't always my best thing. But there's also a chance of rain, so we're going to really try to keep an eye on that and make sure we're not in the wrong place at the wrong time if there's thunderstorms, because there is at least two passes sort of that we have to go over. So we're just going to give it a go, see what happens, and hopefully tomorrow's a good one, and we end up at Kennedy Lake. That's where we want to end up.
Looks like the forecasts were correct. We are definitely having some clouds, and hopefully these clouds don't decide to dump on us. Red skies at night, sailor's delight. Red skies in the morning, sailor's warning. Does that apply to hikers? Hopefully not. I guess we're gonna find out. There's plenty of really good light over there, but none of it seems to be making its way over there, unfortunately. I'll give it a little more time. The diffuse light is nice, but it's not exactly what I'm looking for.
Alright, we made it up to the pass. There's Dorothy Lake. Plenty of mosquitoes, but for the most part, great spot. Very pretty. And now we're crossing through the pass. And this marks the edge of Yosemite. Now we are crossing into Hoover Wilderness, I believe. And we have a bit of walking today, but it's going to be a lot easier than it was yesterday, supposedly. So we shall see. Oh yeah, there's the Hoover Wilderness sign. And what you're looking at here.
Just reading the rules.
Oh yeah, there's the high spot. That's funny. Boundary mark. Well, according to whoever made this, we're at the 1,000-mile mark for the PCT. So that's a thing, I guess. For us, what are we at? Like maybe 50 something miles, maybe more. Apparently the previous hikers have lied to us, and this is the actual 1,000-mile mark. So I guess they were only off by what, a mile or two at most? So onwards and downwards. Hey, we made it to the first piece of civilization we've seen since, what, Glen Allen maybe? This is nice. I believe right up there is Levitt Peak, and we are trying to go up and around and go over the shoulder next to it. We're not going to go all the way to the top of the peak. We're not going to go to Sonora Pass, fortunately.
By this point in the trip, our bodies were finely tuned walking machines, and we made it to the base of Kennedy Canyon in great time. We hoped the weather would cooperate for our trip through the upcoming pass, though.
So we kept walking, and in the span of about a mile, the biome changed almost completely. And now it's much more open and arid, and got a lot more of this red rock. I think the nutrients are probably also a little different too, because very, very different things are growing in this area. And it seems to be much more rocky. So now we just keep walking, and we're gonna curve and head up the canyon to the pass. Okay, so we have been trudging up this little canyon for a while now, and we've made it to the last time that we will be next to this creek. And so we're going to take some time to kind of rejuvenate ourselves, because this was actually where we wanted to go for tonight's camp. But we're planning to be going up and over there. So it's gonna be very exposed. We're gonna definitely need to stock up on water. But hopefully if we can get up and over, we can come down into Kennedy Meadows or Kennedy Lake and then be home free for tomorrow. Okay, so we are trying to ascend the rest of the way up to the saddle, the pass. We came from way down there earlier, and I think depending on how you look at it, we've got both a blessing and a curse. We don't have to be in the direct sun, but we're keeping an eye out for thunderheads forming. Fortunately, it looks like they're staying broken up enough that there's not really been any lightning or thunder yet, knock on wood. So I think we're gonna keep going and hopefully get over the hill as quickly as possible. We made it to, I believe, the junction between PCT going up that way, and now we're going off on our own. And I think our trail is gonna take us down and then over and then across this big face. And then you may or may not be able to see it, but there's a trail right there, and we're gonna come down. Some kind of peak is peeking up over the top over there. I'm sure that'll be really picturesque once we get a little further away from these. All right, put the legwork in. You can see the end. We got our work cut out for us. All the way up there. And then we switch back and we can start descending. And I think down there is where we're going tomorrow. Well, today and tomorrow. All right, we made it. This is incredible. The views are insane. And we can see our target right down there. That lake is where we're headed. We've just got to get down. There is a trail, but it's not the most perfect thing ever. And we can see where we're going, right down there, and following it down. We'll see how easy it is to maintain, but I think where we want to be leaving is actually right out there. That little slot is tomorrow's exit. All right, so in order to get down, the map says that there is a trail, and I can see it, it's down there, but man, it's a little bit interesting. So what we're doing is, in order to keep from knocking rocks down on each other, we're going to take turns going down to each switchback and just be ready to self-arrest if things start going south. But this is the last real challenge before we just kind of walk out that way. Easy peasy. Trail is much less well maintained, but now that we're on it, we're cruising. What do you think? That's the goal. This hike just does not quite want to end. Look at this. Maybe the camera doesn't pick it up, but it is steep down to that lake, making us work for it.
We finally made it to the lake with the clouds bearing down on us, and we set up our tents just in time for things to get interesting.
All right, well, we just made it to camp, and we made it just in the nick of time. And now, the thunder and lightning that we had originally been trying to avoid is now right above us. And now we are hunkering down and hoping that the storm, and we're hoping that the storm calms down. We're getting some very large drops. We're just gonna wait it out, and think everything's gonna be fine. Yeah, so it's not getting better yet. I'm hoping that if it's this strong, it'll burn itself out quickly, because if not, we're in for a long night. The spot we threw down is not ideal. I'm hoping that we don't have too much water running underneath. If we do, I might have to get out there with the trowel and start digging out to make trenches around the tent.
All right, whenever you're ready, okay. Oh, that's the good stuff. Oh. Not what we expected. There we were, almost at the end of our journey and enjoying nature's rhythmic music as a send-off. It felt like a fitting end to a trip full of highs and lows. The rain served as a challenge, but when the storm broke, we were treated to incredible vistas of mountains and swirling clouds. In much the same way, this trip had served us similar experiences, forcing us to push our bodies and challenging our will, then rewarding us with incredible views or locations that could soothe our aching feet. All these little challenges and payoffs added up to make the hike something greater than the sum of its parts, and the many memories of both trials and triumphs will stick with me for a long time. I think all the time spent walking in a place that I love and would really miss allowed me to think a lot about things. Life is like a trail. You can only see ahead a little ways before it bends around the corner, but you keep walking and revealing more of your path, always getting a little closer to your destination. As you walk, you also leave a trail that wends behind you and is more obscured the further away it gets, but you can always take solace in the fact that many people have walked it before and many will walk that same stretch you're on after you've passed. This experience helped prepare me for the future in my new life by giving me the confidence that not only could I rise to meet the challenge of this section hike, but that I could also push past my worries about the future and the unknown.
Stretched out like a swan without a song.
We're leaving our final campsite, and it's been an excellent week. We've seen so much, we've learned so much, and we won't be forgetting this anytime soon, I don't think. What do you think, Alex?
I think it's good that we had the opportunity to be able to experience this. It's definitely something special.
Yep, it's true. Not everyone has this sort of opportunity or ability or anything like that. And so hopefully I can put this into something that people can watch and enjoy and use. Ready? That's right. All right, we're descending off the side of this, down this drainage, and all the while we're being pursued by these giant thunderclouds that are already forming, even though it's very early in the day for thunderstorms. So the humidity here feels like it's at about 110%, and we're making good progress though, so I'm hoping that if we got caught in some amount of rain, it'll be minimal, but it's quite the descent we're making at the speed we're going.
But it's always over the hill, over the hill. There's another hill to try to break my
Made it out of the wilderness, and now we need to go get a beer. Man, that beer's gonna taste so good. I can already feel it on my lips.